Here we are again, ladies and gentlemen, back into Florida, into education, specifically where we're going to be talking about how the school is censoring his graduation speech because of to what he believes in, which seems to be a common thing that the far left does. As long as you censor and you remove people that have different opinions of you, you can't be criticized. And we're going to dive right into this article of them explaining that. So, Florida student who is suing the state over parental rights in education law claims school is censoring his graduation speech. Xander Morix is a senior class president at Pine View School in Sarasota County and the youngest plaintiff in the lawsuit against the state. As class president, Morix is scheduled to speak at graduation but claims that the school administration is trying to prevent him from getting political. A few days ago, my principal called me into his office and informed me that if my graduation speech referenced my activism or role as a plaintiff in the lawsuit, school administration had a signal to cut off my microphone in my speech and halt the ceremony, Morix tweeted. I am the first openly gay class president in my school's history. The censorship seems to show that they want me to be the last. Morris continued, when administrations discovered that I was organizing a Say Gay walkout, they all had our posters ripped from the walls and told me to shut down the protest. They said they would send school security if I did not listen. I held the walkout anyways, and it became our country's largest protest. I won't give in to threats. I won't be silenced. I have a plan to fight back, and this time I need your help. The SCE initiative has secured 10,000 Say Gay stickers that were prepared to ship to high school seniors across Florida. We want you to wear them on your gowns as you cross the graduation stage, reminding underclassmen that we're done with high school, not the fight. Morris continued, adding a link for seniors to sign up to get their stickers. After being contacted by a local station, WFLA, the school district issued a lengthy statement about how all students have been instructed to not to make personal and political statements, but that may not have even reviewed Morix's speech. It is a great privilege to be a graduation speaker. Most students share their fond memories of school experiences, shout-outs to special teachers and staff, and share inspirational messages to help celebrate all seniors in the graduating class as they moved into college, work, and adulthood. Out of respect for all those attending the graduation, students are reminded that a graduation should not be a platform for personal political statements, especially those likely to disrupt the ceremony. Should a student vary from this expectation during the graduation, it may be necessary to take appropriate action, the statement said. The statement continued, with regard to Pine View School, we can confirm that the school's administrators review students' speeches annually for appropriateness and length prior to graduation in a manner that is consistent with existing law, including the First Amendment to our Constitution. As in years past, student speakers were reminded that the graduation is a community celebration and were encouraged to tailor their remarks to be reflective of experiences and memories that all students could appreciate to best reflect all facets of the graduating class's achievements. The principal did meet the Xander Morix to remind him of the ceremony's expectations, but the content of the speech has not yet been reviewed. Principal Stephen Curry has also issued a statement saying, we honor and celebrate the incredible diversity in thought, belief, and background in our school and champions the uniqueness of every single student on their personal and educational journey. Alright, guys. So there we have it. Now, I will say I don't necessarily agree with this guy's specific message in terms of say gay or what have you, or which is pretty much I'm going to assume which is pertaining to the Don't Say Gay bill. However, I understand that we have the First Amendment and we have the freedom of speech, and he should be able to say what he wants without having to be censored or removed from school, etc., etc. This is that's a huge violation, I would say, over the First Amendment, and that should never happen. This is the reason why I think schools, and specifically public schools, have a far overreach and is a huge problem in Pacifics, and this is why schools, I think, need to be more heavily punished for things like this. Again, I don't necessarily agree with his view on things. I don't actually agree with the way he thinks that the bill is pertained, because I think he's ignorant and doesn't actually know what the actual bill says. But I digress. That does not mean just because he doesn't agree with my ideology, my opinion, or what I believe in, does not mean he does not have the right to speak his mind. And for this, the first he should exactly be able to say what he wants in the First Amendment. It's also the public school, so therefore he should be able to speak politics. He should be able to speak what he wants, because this is not a public school and you don't have, rights. It's a public school. Say what you want, and he should be allowed to say this. This is the whole reason why I have a huge problem with public schools and how they do these things. So yeah, I think this is a problem specifically with everything that's going on in the Pacific classroom, how schools are doing things, how can we possibly fix this? How we can fix this, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I could bring up some opinions. I would say we would probably bring in some laws that schools should allow, that schools should be allowed to say, should allow students to say whatever they want, except for obviously violence and threats being directed to somebody or at the school. Pretty much illegal things that would, pertain to issues that would return harm to other people. Other than that, should be allowed. Other than that, all speech should be allowed. And if the school violates that said speech, aka the First Amendment and the Constitution, then the student should be allowed to sue and all that to the school for violating the First Amendment. That is a huge. That's the huge problem that I have with. That's the huge problem that I would have, and the one way I would actually figure out on how I would be able to fix these things, so that way everybody can keep their rights. Like I said, I don't actually agree with this with this kid at all. I immensely disagree with him specifically on his actual on his ideology. However, I do agree that he should have the right to say what he wants, because that's freedom of speech, baby. This is America, and that's what should be allowed. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.